One of the great stories of the NFL season so far has been the play of the Chiefs, who are still undefeated. They pressed all the right buttons so far, and we'll see if they can stay perfect when they take the field here. It's the Chiefs going up against the Broncos. The opening kick is straight ahead, so it's time to turn it over to my colleagues, Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis with the call. Gentlemen.
Larry, we are at the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, as you get a look at Sports Authority Field at Mile High. Today, it's a matchup in the AFC West between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Denver Broncos. They come out here in the eye. Now they try the right side here. And this defense feeling the encouragement. They stop him at the line of scrimmage on the first play of the afternoon. This is the offense we're going to see coming up in this one, and Travis Kelce will be key.
What a tremendous weapon he is, especially in the red zone. Knows how to find the end zone when running his routes.
And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. It's complete to Chris Conley. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45.
In recent years, the slot receivers really gained stature in the NFL because they can do so many things. Yes, they can line up wide like your normal wide receiver, but to have that kind of courage and toughness to run routes in the middle of the field and become dependable targets for their quarterbacks and move the sticks, those guys are worth their weight in gold.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. And here's a look at the defensive unit that hopes to halt this offense today. 2nd down, 9 yards to go. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Conley's got it over the middle. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down.
Brandon, just mark that under the category of just not successful. Trying to throw the ball, just didn't work on that one.
Completed it. No yardage. The Broncos going dime. 2 extra defensive backs for 3rd down.
Playing pass all the way.
And this one caught by Travis Kelce. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Travis Kelce, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Chiefs are going to take a first-quarter lead. Just how they wanted to start this one, in the end zone on their first possession.
And that just happened. How about that play right there? As you said, opening possession, setting the tone for everything. And I'm going to look forward a little bit now because everyone should be celebrating his catch in the end zone. The tight end gets a little bit of love. But if you're a receiver on the team, you should be thinking to yourself, boy, oh boy, things are going to open up the rest of the game if they have to focus on him as well.
They'll throw on 1st down with Lynch. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. Call it a 3-yard gain, and that'll make it 2nd down. And the Buffet boys, the O-line, hopefully they're ready today.
Listen, you got to feed them first. But if you do, you usually get a great product out on the field. And when they play well, the quarterback can't wait to feed them afterwards.
Here we go with 2nd and 7. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Lynch looking to throw on 2nd. Over the middle, and it's caught. Keenan Allen. Allen hit. He lost the football. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
it is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. And you probably talked about this training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. There's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
They knocked it free, but couldn't take it away. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. Wide open, it's Allen, complete. And he's going to be taken down, but not before reaching the 15-yard line. He had time, was able to survey the field and find a soft spot in that zone coverage.
And that's where it gets difficult for a defender, Brandon. You go to your spots on the field that you have to cover, and when the offense finds an area that you're not in, that's where they throw the football.
Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. And let's take a look at the defensive starters for Kansas City.
Benny Logan has the body of a defensive end, but the skill set of a defensive tackle. He's very difficult for offensive guards to block.
Possible run anticipation. Here's the D-line sandwiches together. The first carry now. This is Johnson. And a pickup of about 4 down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. First-level defensive line, second-level linebackers, third-level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a first-level run, and it was stopped by a second-level player.
Now a carry. It's C.J. Anderson. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave them with a 4th down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stuffed them for almost no gain.
Now, the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. Now it's Lynch. This is Johnson. He's got it. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. David Johnson, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Broncos are an extra point away from tying the football game. So we're right back where we started. All even as the kick's away. And you combine a big leg with a mile-high air, there's the outcome. This will sail out of the end zone for a touchback. And out come the Chiefs now. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out. The defense won that play so fast that I think if the running back even had time to notice if anyone was there, it was just a blink of an eye, and there was a loss on the play.
So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down.
Brandon, there's no doubt the defense has to be excited after stacking up back-to-back running plays. But I still remember my old coaches saying, after you've had some success, you better be careful. They might have an answer for you. So make sure you watch your keys, play your techniques, and don't get overconfident.
A gain of 26 on the 3rd down conversion.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. They come out here in the eye. Now a handoff looking right. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. Coach hinted to us that we may see some old power football here in this game. We got a taste of it on that 1st down run.
I love how he hinted it to us. And then when we were watching practice, we were watching what they call inside drill with the offensive and defensive line. And they kept putting more defenders on the other side and saying, block that. I don't care how many guys are in there. I want to run the football this week. And, boy, it has paid off for them in this game.
They'll set up a throw. Looking deep downfield. And that is caught. What a grab at the 8. It's a big play there for the Chiefs. 35 yards.
Really good recognition of the offensive line of the blitz. They picked it up, allowed for more time to throw the ball deep downfield, and a big-time completion.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And that is caught. Touchdown, Kansas City. Travis Kelce with his second TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Chiefs have taken the lead. And his kick is right through. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. This is taken at his 4. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away. On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays, and you don't get many opportunities to dial them up, and they just did, and they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
No, check, Patriot! All right, here we go. Leopard!
On third down, Lynch. Allen's got it over the middle. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that's going to make it 4th down.
A short game that doesn't get them the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. And now here comes Kansas City. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
We'll see if they dial it up this drive.
Tough day. Tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. They'll look to throw, and he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. So on 4th down, Dustin Colquitt to punt for KC. Back deep, the dangerous Tyler Lockett. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. This one will sail out of bounds. It'll depend on the spot here. And the side judge says that went out at the 7-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down, because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Execute. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Tamba Hali in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10.
Green, 39. Leopard.
They'll send the big tight end in motion right. On 2nd down, here's Lynch. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. The intended receiver was David Johnson, and now it's 3rd down.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
Here's, and he coughs up the football near his own goal line. And it looks like the offense did get the football back, but it is clearly in that end zone, and it's going to be a safety. And, Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
They go play action here on first down. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Jeremy Maclin, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Chiefs add on to their lead. And that will make this a 16-point lead. Now, after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And the mile-high air in full effect as that's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And coming out now, the Broncos. And last time they surrendered the safety, we know they don't want to do that again.
That is just one of those oddities in scoring that we get, and it's just so strange to see that go up on the board, and then you got to make sure that that doesn't happen to your team again. They've got to take care of the ball.
But, boy, it juices up the defense.
Oh, without a doubt. That's a great way to score some points.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
And that run was what a lot of people call an explosive run. Gave them good yardage, solid yardage. They feel good about the whole thing, and they did it behind a 2 tight end set. It's always interesting to watch what offenses want to do with the 2 tight ends. Sometimes they line them up together for a power set. Sometimes they put one on each side of the line of scrimmage to balance things out. No matter what, though, when you see 2 tight ends on the field, your first thought is to think run. In this case, the offense was able to run successfully. The best receivers we know always tease their quarterbacks that, hey, no matter what you do, you cannot overthrow me. Well, guess what? That's exactly what happened on that play. Normally, they time it up pretty well, but on that one, he just overshot him.
Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Lynch. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. The Broncos send out their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Maybe just a lack of concentration there as he couldn't haul it in.
And when you're going across the middle like that, you know, he's running that drag route, you are conscious of all the bodies and the traffic in there. But let's face it, if you're going there, you might as well come down with the football and absorb whatever else happens after that.
Now the Chiefs offense, they get ready to head on the field. And last time the formula was pretty simple. 1 play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, 1 play drive is exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was real easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
Yeah, we'll see if it's that easy here. And he will find his man on the outside. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
What's fun to watch is these college receivers transitioning into the NFL and how they grow as route runners. Because a lot of times now in the college game, the spread offenses, there aren't that many routes that they're actually running. Most of the time, they're just trying to find open space and present themselves to the quarterback as easy targets. But in the NFL, you've got to run the entire route tree, and you've got to run it well if you expect to get open.
2 minutes to play here in the first half. Here's Dustin Colquitt now. On for his 2nd punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And that ball's going to angle out at the 3-yard line. A beauty. The Bronco offense now set to come back out onto the field. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time. That first down play, all you want to do is wedge out any type of space and try and create enough room. If you have to run the punter out there, he can successfully complete the punt.
Yeah, didn't get a ton there, but at least some positive yardage. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. They come out here in the eye. Now it's Lynch. Deep drop. He's going to loft it. Deep right sideline. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up third.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but maybe just something to throw him off a little bit.
Yeah, that had to feel a lot better for the
and he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. A big play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Chiefs are able to grow their lead.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that can finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Now, after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And as we see so frequently here in Colorado, that one over the end line, so it'll come out to the 25. And Denver getting set to take the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
And on 2nd and 10 now.
All right, now, look at 56. Leopard! All right,
Again, it's Johnson. And this may be a carbon copy as he'll again be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. Will the defense dial up the pressure? Let's see. 3rd and 11. So we've come to halftime. All right, hang on here. We'll jump over halftime. Just let the system and graphics catch up. Okay, all set. 3rd quarter now. And to no one's surprise here in Denver, that'll carry through the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this 3rd quarter. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. And 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
2nd and 1 and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
They stay on the ground on first with Johnson. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40. The All-Pro Justin Houston in on the tackle.
That was a really nice play, be able to stack that one up. When they get back in the huddle, he's got to tell his guys up front, great job. They kept people off of him, allowed him to run free and make the hit on the runner.
Filled the gap nicely, kept him to just a 1-yard gain. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
Well, so much for him being bottled up throughout the day. Finally finds a way to break through and get a really nice gain. The defense had felt great about what they had going. Now they've got to turn their attention to getting it back in that direction. Can they bottle him up again? Because I'd say after that run, confidence is pretty high for him.
Offense looking to avoid a 3rd and long. It's 2nd and 10.
check. Patriot.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And a pretty big hole as he's now to about the 40. That one good for 10 yards. And that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard.
Look, the first down marker is out there, but sometimes it's hard to find for an offense when they're in a long yardage situation, which usually means throw the football. In this case, they went against the tendency and ran it. And, boy, the reward was there. A big, big pickup. And guess what? It's now 3rd and very short in order to try and pick up a first down.
They come out here in the eye. A first down carry here for Johnson. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
The more football I watch, the more I want to check and see if teams are going to panic when they're down on the scoreboard. And this team has shown no signs of doing that. A lot of the time, they come out after the half. Things haven't worked so well in the first go-around. They want to throw the football like crazy. But the way to open up throwing the ball is to run it. And they've run it well here to start the second half.
Welcome back now to Denver. Now this will be the 9th play on this drive.
Detroit! Detroit! Over!
On second down, Anderson. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation.
Well, on that play, the expression, don't blink, you might miss something, certainly applied. That was fast. Defense diagnosed the play, and it was over in a heartbeat.
They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. On 3rd down, Johnson. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down. They're already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down. And he goes in motion here in the backfield.
Check. Motion to backfield. Motion to the backfield. No. Check. Patriot.
Here we go. Lynch on 4th down. Lynch fighting. He fumbles. He lost the football. The Broncos unable to convert here on 4th. And the Chiefs defense comes up with a stop. And now here comes Kansas City. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. They come up in an offset eye. And on the ground they go with a running back. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a first.
Well, I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up your play action and throw the football. You control the clock because then you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game.
And he's got his man. That's Macklin. And they'll get 14 yards out of it and a fresh set of downs. He's played a great game. It continues right there, even with this lead, confident to throw the pass and have the reception made.
There's no doubt who the leader of their team is there? There's no doubt who they want to ride all the way to the finish. Because strategy would tell you, run the football, run the clock down. Instead, they're letting him throw it because they feel that confident in what he's getting done.
The play clock's running down. He'll look to throw. Backing up. Time for a break. And, boy, that one drops incomplete. But if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble. They'll need to get it to the 30 for a first. This is 3rd down.
Now let's go. Green, 30.
Out of the gun. They'll look to throw. He's going to air one out. And this is caught inside the 5. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Chris Conley, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Chiefs have got it on cruise control. Now, after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Boy, and now they can't even get a play off.
Oh, boy, I know you felt that one. I know you felt that one. Detroit! Detroit! All right, now, no. Check. Patriot!
Following the penalty, it's Johnson. And he'll be brought down here at the 28. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And just like that, it's third down.
It seemed like the situation was second and a mile to go for a first down, which screams what? Throw the football. You got to pass in order to try and pick up that kind of yardage. But in this case, they ran a tendency breaker because the tendency is for defenses to be out there and be set up for a pass. So you break tendency and actually run the football. That changes everything because if you're able to find a crease, you often have bigger guys working against smaller guys downfield. They picked up excellent yardage there to bring up a third down. You know what's really hard for a big-time running back? It's patience. Being able to hang in there when the runs aren't there, when you're taking some hits early in the game. But this drive, oh, he's come alive and in a big way.